love shoes. Shoes get me super excited. Shoes and bags. These shoes are hand-me-downs from my mom. I wouldn't even call them hand-me-downs because they're amazing. They're 1970s Ungaros, and they have amazing butterflies on them, and they are just awesome, disco awesome, right? I mean, how cool are these? Okay, my personal style is mostly... depends on the day, depends on my mood. But you know, generally I think it's sort of fashionable, classic with an edge. I like to dress up versus dressing down. Hi, I'm Eva, aka Miss Renaissance, and that's it. And that's who I am. Pastry chef, blogger, and general crazy person.
Love it.
Some of my super favorite things are vintage things. Prime example, this amazing vintage 80s Chanel that I found. I found it at the Randolph Street Vintage Market. And there's always some really cool vendors there. This is from a vendor called Saffron Vintage, and she does a lot of high-end vintage things, and I just think the color is amazing. And it came with a skirt, which I don't like to wear, you know, the whole set, no, but this looks really cool. Just, I had it tailored a little because it was very 80s, like it had a lot of shoulder pads, but it's really cool with just casual jeans and flats and, you know, a cool purse. And this is something I'm gonna have forever just because it'll fit forever. So this I'm super proud of.
Talk about your love for fashion. When did it start? When did you realize you like really into fashion?
I think at a really young age. I feel like as far back as being 5, 6, I was always sort of into picking my own outfits. I remember wanting to just wear pink, probably for, who knows, a year or two. So I think I was always very strong about what I wanted to wear, how I wanted to look, and being girly. These are new. I haven't worn them yet, but I have them in black and I love them. So I got them in pink for spring. And obviously they're Valentino rock studs. They're the lower heel because I can't handle the high heel, but these are just, again, statement shoes on their own. I feel like with jeans and a white t-shirt, I'm ready to go.
Tell me about your Céline obsession.
This is the bag that started it all. My red baby. It's the only red bag that I really ever wear. And it just fits everything I need. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's very structured. It keeps its shape. I've had this for a while, and this is where it started. And then, you know, of course, somehow the obsession grew into a collection, and now I can't stay away from all the Céline bags. I have a favorite Chicago designer. Atelier Aza did a custom dress for me. This is sort of a new thing. I've only worn it once to an Oscars party just recently, and it is amazing. Like, this thing alone, you don't need any jewelry, you don't need anything, just cool shoes, that's it. I originally am from Germany. I was born and raised there. I grew up in Germany until basically I was 17. So I'm from Munich, and then we moved to the States. I went to college here, and I've been here ever since. So this is a German dirndl. Say it with me. Dirndl. And it's kind of a traditional German dress. So German women, especially in southern Germany, wear these for Oktoberfest or like really traditional kind of events. And it used to be completely unfashionable and not cool to have these, but it's had sort of a renaissance. And about a year ago, I started a blog named Miss Renaissance. The reason why I named it Miss Renaissance is because I feel like there's Renaissance men out there, men traditionally that know a little bit about everything and are, you know, into the arts and have their hands in everything, and that's kind of how I feel like I am. Vintage Saint Laurent from the 80s, clearly. This gown is like, I mean, I'm obsessed with metallics, as you know, like obsessed, and I feel like anything where there's gold and metallic involved, I kind of can't walk away. So I got this also at a vintage bazaar from the same seller that sold me this, Saffron Vintage. Some of my favorite shoes that are more new are these. They're not expensive, they're some random British brand, I don't even know, but they have lucite in the heel, which is really cool. You can sort of see through it. And they're gold, which, you know, I'm addicted to. My style is influenced by, obviously, the media. I think everybody has that right now. Also my mom, I think she really instilled in me that quality over quantity is sort of a good thing, and looking for good fabrics and a good fit and good tailoring and just being elegant and not being too crazy with your fashion in a way that looks cheesy or cheap. This is new. Isabel Marant. I love Isabel Marant. I'm kind of a bohemian freak like that. I love all of her easy pieces, and this is kind of the silhouette that I like to go for in warmer weather. Just a flowy long dress, and it has kind of a sexy slit right here, which you wouldn't be able to tell. It looks really covered up, but it really turns out to be kind of sexy and feminine. I think the European in me likes to take risks and is not so serious about fashion most of the time. And this is Sass and Bide, and it's something that is just so me. Like, it's fitted but not too short. It's kind of different. It has some metallics in it, which it has to, right? And the back is just amazing. All right, some of my favorite booties. These are Chanel, and they're gold and black, go figure. And I feel like they just sort of amp up every outfit. I got them at 50% off at Bergdorf Goodman in New York. I know, crazy find. They're maybe about a half size too small, but you know, I'm sort of stretching them out. I wear like extra thick socks with them so that I stretch them out, and they fit pretty well now. So these are just amazing. I'm gonna have these forever. They're just cool, right?
Yep.
There's some pocket watches in here. This one is one my mom gave me. It doesn't work right now, but it's just really cool because it has some enamel flowers on the back. I wear it just with a long, thick gold chain as sort of a necklace, usually. Okay, so my eBay vintage obsession really is kind of a problem. I scour eBay for vintage, sometimes for hours at a time, and this is one of those things that I found for like $80 that I love. It's like a 70s disco vibe romper again, with like the tuxedo piping on the side, and I know it's a little crazy, but to be honest, like wearing it with just basic flats or even just a short black heel, it makes it super disco and super fun.
What are some of your most memorable outfit poses?
Usually the most memorable ones are the ones that take a lot of time and a lot of planning. And I remember one in specific where my friend Allison and I, who also has a blog, it was in the summertime, which is always fun getting dressed up in the summer because you don't have to worry about weather and, you know, wearing layers. And I wore a really long, flowy pink dress, and we had kind of the idea to do sort of a vintage kind of fun shoot that involved ice cream. You know, it was hot, and we were like, how are we gonna do this with ice cream cones in our hands?
Right.
And them not melting. We shot the entire thing with fake ice cream and fake cotton candy, and I was jumping around in my dress, and I had sort of poofy, kind of teased up hair, and it's just kind of one of those shoots that makes me feel like I'm in character a little bit, and like I'm acting a little bit, like a little bit of a fantasy, and I think that was one of my favorites. And those types of shoots are really what stand out in the end. So you asked me about if I have anything from my travels. This is something I got in Brazil. It looks really basic from the front. Very flowy t-shirt, but in the back, it's got business in the back. So it's hand-stitched, embroidered. Okay, so you ready for this? My mom's wedding dress. She recently gave this to me, and I know it's like super non-traditional, but she got married in the 60s and suits were super in then, and lace also was. So this is just a very simple pencil skirt with a really sweet jacket, and I think it's amazing. My mom has great style, and she always has, and she had a pixie cut, and she looked super pulled together, and this is something that, you know, I'm thinking about what can I do with it so I can wear it. I think Miss Renaissance is just an extension of my personal life. Fashion, food, music, art, design, all of those things were just sort of floating around in my head all the time, and I needed a space to kind of just express myself, and I feel like the inspiration was always there. It was just, you know, making time for it. And I think this is one of my favorite pieces in general. This is from a brand called Willow, and it's just a really nice, feminine LBD with a twist. The back is all sheer, and the zipper is very, you know, it makes it really structured. And it's nice and tight without being super revealing. Like this right here, this ruching is really flattering, and it's just one of those really feminine, dressy pieces that can go to like a dinner with the family, or maybe even a party if you sort of glam it up with jewelry, you know? Okay. Last pair. These are from Argentina. I lived in Argentina for like 3 months.
Wow.
In 2010, I went down there to learn Spanish, and Argentina, as you know, is kind of known for polo, and they have amazing, amazing leather. So when I was living there, I got these made. So they're custom made from this factory in Buenos Aires. You go in and they measure your instep and your circumference of your calves and just everything, so that they fit perfectly, and they make these for you, and they're actually legitimate riding boots.
Wow.
But I wear them just with, you know, black leggings or black leather pants, and they're gorgeous. They smell like awesome leather, and they were super cheap for being custom like this. It keeps me going, kind of, you know. Sometimes it gets me going to events when I'm tired, doing DIY, crafting things at home. These are things that I always think about and never did, and now that I'm sort of accountable with a public audience, I do more of the things that I love.